If you have not used Photoshop before, no need to worry. We are starting from the scratch. We are starting from zero. After you have installed Photoshop on your PC, then let's open it. You give it time for it to load. It is going to look like this. So when you come to the preset details, this is where you are going to put your title. This is where you are going to set the size. So we have the pixels or inches, the unit that you want, then you select from here. Also, this is the width. Also the height, you type in what you want. Then you come to the orientation, whether it is going to be a portrait or a landscape, depending on the values you put here. Now the resolution, let's keep it at 300. The color mode, let's keep it at RGB. Background white, so let's keep these ones for now. What you can also do is to come to the top here. When you click on photo, you are going to see some sizes that are already set for you. So you can choose any of them. Now as I choose, you see that the values here are changing. That is the size. So they are already set. You can choose print. You can see legal, letter, A4, A3, A5. So let's choose A4 from here. And then landscape. So let's create our first document. Okay, this is how it is going to look like. Now here we have the white color. It's what we call the document window. This is the main area we are going to view and edit our image. So above the document area is the document tab. The document tab. This is where we have the name of the project and also the zoom level and also the color mode. So this is just a tab. We can also create many tabs here. Example, let me open a photo and put it right here. I just drag. Now you can see another tab has also been opened. So you can just switch by just clicking on the name. So this is what we just opened. Photoshop tutorial part 1. Then the second image I just opened. And we call this document tab. The next thing we are going to look at is also the zoom and the status bar. Now as you can see, the zoom is 27.11%. This is the actual zoom of the document window. So as I keep on zooming, making changes, then you can see that the zoom level is also changing here. You also have the status bar. If you press and hold, it is going to give you more information about the document window. Okay, the next big thing we are going to look at is the toolbar. The toolbar. This is also known as the tool panel. This is where you are going to select all the tools you are going to use to do your project or your design. If you hover your mouse over them, there's going to be a short video that will describe what the tool is used for. So here we have the move tool. So we are going to demonstrate how they are used, but check the part 2 of this tutorial. I have explained into details what each tool is used for. So first of all, let me come to the rectangle tool and then use it to demonstrate something about what these tools are used for. So just select the tool and then drag to draw. Now when you come to the move tool, it will give you the chance to move the shape. Okay, so let's delete it and add our photo. So this is the photo I imported. So I am dragging into the project. So I am now releasing the mouse. Okay. Now after the move tool, we also have selection tools. Selection tools. So these two are used for selection. What it means is that, for example, I can select the rectangular marquee tool and then select a portion. Let's make it bigger. Now I select the triangular marquee tool. Then I can use it to select a portion of this image, let's say the head, and then apply effect that will only affect the selected area. So for example, once the head is selected, I can come to filter and then apply some blur, and you are going to see that it will only affect the area that is selected. That is the work of this tool. Ctrl Z. The same way, this tool also is made for selection. So like I said, check the part 2. I have detailed described what each tool does. We have the magic wand tool. That one also is used for selection. We have the crop tool. So that one too we can use to crop. We can use it to crop the document window. And then you click on OK. And you can see it is cropped. So that is what this tool also does. We have a lot of tools here. You also have type tool. So you can select the type tool and then type anything you want to type. So for example, I want to type then you can hold these handles and then increase the font. In some cases, these handles may not appear. When it happens that way, just come up here. You can see show transform controls. If you turn it off, you will not be able to use the handles to increase or decrease the size of the font or the shape that you are using. So if it happens that you find yourself in such situation, just come up here and then enable show transform controls. Then it will give you the options. You can also select the gradient tool and also just drag to make 2 points, and then you are going to see a beautiful gradient drawn for you. We have the honey tool. So one beautiful thing you should notice that whenever you select a tool, the cursor will change to the icon. So this is the selection tool. You can see the cursor. Now it changes. As you keep selecting, then it changes, at least to make you know that you have the right tool. Okay, the next thing we are looking at is the option bar. Option bar. Now this option bar is linked with the toolbar. They go together. Every tool that you select here, we are going to have the options displaying right here. So for example, when you select rectangular marquee tool, you can see that the settings here have changed. Now I'm going to select the next tool and then observe what is going to happen here. Now you can see it keeps changing depending on the type of tool you select. So any tool that you select here, we're going to have the options. Now when we select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle, we are going to see that there are going to be an options here. So we can change the color. We have fill. You can change it to black, any color that you want, you can change it. You also have the stroke, that is the outline. So for now, it will set to null, which is no stroke, but you can still give it a solid color and then select any color for it. And also we can increase the size. So it is very easy. So the tool that you select here, you are going to have the options here to deal with it. So I have selected the type tool. So let me type Beauty Mountains Images. You highlight the text, then you can change the font type right from here. So let me change the font type. You can change the size. So when you click on the color, then the color picker panel will also pop up. And let me change it to white. Okay. Make sure that if you are not using any tool, you select the move tool. Alright, so after here we are coming to the menu bar. So the menu bar is where we find various options and commands. So for example, when you come to file, we have a group of options that are arranged or grouped under the file. We can start a new document, we can open an existing one, or if you want to import any photo, you just come to open, then a window will open for you. So you only select and then come to open, then you will see it will create another tab here for you. So let me close it. No. Alright, so under the file menu, we are going to save your project, or we are going to save as any format that you want. You are going to save your project. We have a lot of format here. We are going to look at it later on. So we also have the option to export, to import, to exit, to close, a lot. We also have the edit menu. So you can see we have cut, copy, paste, clear. We have a lot. of options here that you can also use. Transform options. So let me highlight this one and let's look at it properly. So I can copy and paste. I can transform. Then we have also preference here. We can make settings to the Photoshop software using these settings, and we are going to look at it later on. We have image, where we can also crop, and also we have adjustment, and you can add some adjustment layers, that is brightness levels, curves, exposure, a whole lot. We have layers, type, select, filter. As you can remember, I came here and I added an effect from here. So these are all menus that we can use. Okay, another important thing for us to look at, when you look at the right side of the interface, you can see a lot of panels here, a lot of them. And the most important that we are going to look at is the layers. You can never work without this, because Photoshop works in layers. This is where you are going to add, delete, and also work with layers in your document. So kindly check the part 3 of this tutorial. It covers everything you need to know about layers. Now, something small for you to see. Now you can see beauty mountains images. You can see it right here. So you can click on this eye to hide it. You can press on delete key on your keyboard, then it will be deleted. So this is where you manage everything. Every single thing that you add here is going to appear here. So this is our rectangle. So you can just drag it and bring it below this image, then it goes off. It is still there, but because of the size of this image, it has covered the rectangle, so you are not going to see it. So you must understand how the layer panel works here, so that you can be a pro in Photoshop. Check part 3 of this tutorial. Also, another important panel that we are going to look at is also the properties panel. When you add a shape, you can see that the property panel automatically pops out. Yes, and here it is. So in the properties panel, you can make changes to the color. The same things here are also here. You can also change the outline. You can decide to make it dots or broken lines, depending on what you want. So it doesn't matter. You can even select a text, then the properties will change to give you options to manage your text. So you can change the font, you can change the type, you can change the size, everything. So we are also going to go into details of this in the part 4. So make sure that you watch all the videos concerning Photoshop tutorial for beginners, and then you can do wonders with this wonderful software. If you don't want these panels to be here, for example the learning panel, if you don't want it here, just come to this icon, click on it, and then come to close, then it will be out. We have the libraries, let's close it. Adjustment, we can also close it. One beautiful thing about this thing is that you can just hold the panel and drag it to any place that you want and it will stick. So I have just added the adjustment panel to the color and the swatches, so it now looks very simple. So that is one beautiful thing about this software. You can decide to move it and bring it here, and you see the highlighted color, then you just drop it here. So you can just arrange them anyhow depending on how you want it. So the panels are actually money in Photoshop, but all of them can be found here. When you come to window, all these are the panels. So the ones selected are the ones we have here. So you can see we have the adjustment, it is right here. We have the layers, options, tool, they are all here. So for example, if I want to add the action panel, I will just click on it, then it appears here. If I don't want, then I come to close, then it will leave. Okay, the last thing we are going to look at is our workspace. Workspace. When you come to window, workspace, you can see the default ones that came when we open the Photoshop software is the essentials. We have the 3D, graphic and web, motion, painting, photography. Photoshop has made it simple. When you click on this icon, you can change to different workspace. Now this essential workspace is multi-purpose. Graphic designers, photographers, we can all use this workspace. But if you're a photographer, you can just change the workspace to photography. Then you can see panels and tools that will be good for photo editing for photographers are going to appear. Bear in mind that you are not limited to these panels and tools. You can always add more panels depending on what you want to do. So let me change the workspace back to essentials. Okay guys, you can also use this search tool to also search for tools and things that you are finding it difficult to access. So for example, if I want the crop tool, I can type in crop, then it will appear right here. So if I click on it, I can see that the crop tool is selected. So that is also another very important tip for you. For now, we have come to the end of the part 1 of the Photoshop tutorial. So we dealt basically with the interface. So make sure that you follow along and also watch all the videos to be professional in graphic designing. See you again in the part 2.